If you're in a custody battle with a narcissist, you're gonna come to know things like false allegations of abuse, as well as parental alienation. Not only do we need to learn how to defend ourselves with these different things, but we need to learn how to use that against them. Now, in order to do that, we need to be really focused. We need a lot of confidence and support. We need to check our emotions, and we need to have an understanding of the law. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Steve Maeda. I have been a victim of false allegations. I went to jail for it, came back to win it. I've been coaching men for 18 years on this very subject. And for 16 of those years, I have had a community of men that meets at this point almost 7 days a week that helps guys out through the legal process of this, the mental process of this, winning your case, reunifying with your kids, as well as every single issue that men face in our modern world. This is not something easy, this is something hard, and I really need you to pay attention. So if you are a victim of false allegations, abuse of any kind to your own children, if you are being parentally alienated from them, a lot of the times you're dealing with somebody who has narcissistic personality disorder or they're exhibiting traits of that. Now, in a conversation between you and I and many of your friends and even your lawyer, these are all things that we could bring up. To me, they're factual. Parental alienation is child abuse. False accusations should be punished, but sadly are not. Even if they are seen as illegal and there are laws made against them, they're rarely enforced. And our justice system should realize how dangerous things like narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, and so on are. They're not only dangerous to you and attacking you, but they're dangerous to your kids, and they're gonna cause problems throughout their entire life. However, in a legal battle, these are the things that we cannot bring up. This means that when courts hear my ex is a narcissist, or this is parental alienation, or what we think matters in the law most likely will not matter in their court of law. And what matters here is the judge. So what I want to talk about here is evidence. First, if we're being falsely accused of anything, we need to disprove it. And we don't disprove that by first attacking them. That comes secondary. First, we need to show that whatever they're claiming has not happened. And it needs to be done in the way that the court cares about. So how courts or your judge hears cases and decides that this is fake or there's not enough evidence to move forward, we need to repeat that. So we need to know that. So I want to be clear on this. If you're being falsely accused of some form of abuse, painting a picture that she is a liar or he's a liar, whatever your situation is not good enough to start with. I get it that that matters. I get it that that's true. But we need to start looking at what is the evidence. Is there proof that this court has heard time and time again, the judge has heard time and time again, that is going to show that it was impossible for you to do that? This brings us to, what is the accusation? Is that accusation specific? Does it have a specific time? Does it have a specific action? What is their evidence towards that? And how can that evidence be discredited or proven to be not true? And again, this has to be discredited and proven to be not true in the way that that court has seen it before. Now, I get it, this is overwhelming and tough, and if you're already confused at this point, I really want to encourage you to check out my communities. Go to the Direct Me link in my bio, direct.me/Steve Maeda. Check out my communities, look at the testimonials, get on the phone with me, be on our targeted calls that are dealing with the legal process, legal assistance, legal resources, our therapy calls, as well as calls directly with me that will help you navigate all of this. It's not easy. I wish it was simple. It's extremely confusing. And in most cases, I think it's important to have a group of guys or myself telling you exactly what paperwork you need to be looking at, how to understand the different statutes, how to organize your evidence, and so on. So if you're being parentally alienated, the number one thing is that you can get parenting time. And obviously this is difficult because somebody is attacking you, somebody is keeping your kids from you, somebody is maintaining a lie that is not only hurting you, but it's hurting your kids for their life. So what you need to understand in all of this is your fight in this is going to be through the courts. How you're going to get parenting time and your parenting plan is going to be through the courts. What happens oftentimes when we're battling with somebody who has narcissistic personality disorder or they have narcissistic traits, they're going to be attacking you through your reputation, through friends, through family, your close acquaintances, and so on. And they're going to be obsessed with trying to turn them against you. What's terrible about this is that it's nonstop It's every hour of the day, and it is one of the most painful things, and it's hard to maintain your mentality through it. The good thing about this is oftentimes they ignore the legal process and they make a ton of mistakes. Not only are they making a ton of mistakes, but they're gonna cut off their nose in order to save their face. I highly encourage you to watch some of my other videos on defeating a narcissist in a custody battle. I don't wanna make it sound like it's some easy slam dunk thing, but if you follow the steps in those videos and you're a parent that is a good parent, you're gonna do really well. And again, if you need help with this and guidance, it's very, very difficult. Check the direct me link in my bio. So now let's talk about evidence and what you need, how to organize it, and so on. Evidence is your strongest language in the court. First and foremost, with false allegations, you need evidence to prove that you didn't do it. In order then to win custody after that and prove that you are the better parent, then you need to understand what the statutes are, understand what determines child custody, and you need to prove that you're the better parent in that. If you're dealing with a narcissist, the evidence that you need are going to be things like depositions. You're gonna have to understand how discovery works. You're gonna need to understand things like interrogatories, declarations, and so on. Now, in order to really understand these different things, you also have to understand the statutes and the laws that determine custody, or whatever the case is about. If it's about false accusations, how that sort of evidence is going to disprove the accusations and then prove that you are a good parent. If she or he really is a terrible parent and they're beyond just a liar, you need to understand how to organize your evidence to prove that, present that to the courts. You're gonna need to learn how to file motions and understand how to talk to judges in the courtroom. And also, in addition to that, you're gonna need to understand how to talk to lawyers. Whether you go in pro se, which means you're representing yourself, or you hire a lawyer, you need to understand the legal system. Whether it's fair, unfair, whether it hates you or not. What gets decided in those courtrooms is going to affect your life and your children's life for a long, long time. It's not just till they're 18, oftentimes it's till they're 23, or if there's a disability, it could go even further than that. If you need help and guidance in this is what I do. My groups are obsessed with helping men on this. It not only gives you a brotherhood, but it also gives you access to different legal assistance, therapy, and guidance for every step of the way. How to deal with the false accusations, parental alienation, what happens when you lose, what happens when you win, what happens when you get reunified, how do you move on with your life. This is what we do. Gentlemen out there, stay strong. You have to. You need to understand how important that is. If you're just starting out in this, there are just a million different reasons to give up, and you can't. Your ability to be a father, your ability to be a great dad is dependent on the strength that you can cultivate now. Don't lose a beat, guys. We'll talk to you soon.